What's up, guys? It's David here, the creative director. Just want to give you guys a little disclaimer before the episode begins. Unfortunately, we could not find the video version of this episode, so the majority of it will just be the thumbnail showing, but we do have the outro recorded, so that will be video. I hope you guys still enjoy it regardless of the video not being there. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the good things, and yeah, peace.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
What was I gonna say?
When I was saying how uncomfortable it is to realize outside giving your life to Christ, you actually do love the person, or realizing that you actually didn't love them in the first, like when you were with that person, you actually didn't love them. And
when you have that realization, man, thank God for His grace. Because the way I was in so deep, like.
Oh, well, yeah, lover Boyd.
I was in so deep, guys, that like even my friends like, nah, like this girl's not good for you. And I was like, nah. I was like, potential. But I mean, it's sorted now, but it just shows you like the different stage you're at. Like this was me like what, 16 maybe. So like I was still young.
Yeah.
So even when I look back at it now, it's like I don't wish, like before I was like, man, I wish I never met the girl, whatever.
Yeah.
But then it's like, if I didn't, that could have happened like later down the line.
Yeah.
And now that's happened now, I know what to do in order, and I know the type of woman I want to be with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
What was it that other people were seeing that
what were they
would tempt them, or not tempt, that would make them say like, oh, that person's not good for you? Like what was it that they were seeing in you? What was it that they were seeing in the person, or whatever the case may be? Like what was it that was so...
It was more so like
defining that
their actions.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like the way they were acting, towards me, and the things they were doing. Like I was like, oh no, like I was excusing it. Other people
were
like,
it was love
at that time, yeah.
Okay.
I was like, no, like it's love. This happens. But then we look back at it, I was like, that's not love, because the way they were acting towards me, it wasn't portraying love. It wasn't showing what the Bible says about love.
Yeah.
So then when I clocked that, I was like, yeah, distance. And it was a lot.
Tough one, yeah.
It was a tough
Guys,
one.
heartbreak isn't easy, right? I'm
like,
so sorry.
when it officially ended, guy, I was so sad.
I know.
It's like, you don't even, like, you feel like you've lost someone.
No, you're grieving,
you know what I mean?
something.
You're grieving something. Because you go from talking to them every day to not even saying hello.
Crazy. Do you know, guys? Sorry.
It's crazy,
sorry.
man. It's crazy.
2 seconds.
It's
Can
crazy.
we please talk about that? I find that so crazy how that's so normal
in
our day. How you can go to just speak to someone every day, being best friends, and then the next day you don't even
simple greeting.
Don't even acknowledge their existence.
Nah. When that happened to me, I was like, yeah, okay, that's how it is. I just laugh about it. I was like, there's no way. Like,
it's actually that's demonic, bro. I'm so sorry. That's painful.
It's like no matter
so
how
painful.
For me anyway, the way I'm trying to be, no matter how wrong you've done me, right? I will at the very least say hello to you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just completely blank you.
Yeah.
And be like you didn't even exist. Like, oh, I don't know you. Like that's just a different level of disrespect.
And I'm so like, that's the thing, because I have this thing of, I feel like because I'm such an emotional person, I'm such a girl. Like at heart, a lot of people, like I know a lot of my male friends, they see me as man them and da. But when I say my heart is it's so feminine, and is in the way of like, I'm so emotional, like I'm such a girl at heart. Yeah. I avoid emotions at all costs because I know how I am when I get my emotions involved, right? So I always had this thing of like, no, I would always want to be that person of just like, don't want to talk to them, don't want to this and third. But when I realized how cold that is,
it's
and how
so cold,
because I tried to be that babe, but I can never be that babe. But I tried to be that babe of like, don't want to talk, don't want to think, this and third. I'm like,
you be feeling different. You're like, nah, this is not me.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then another thing as well that I think about is that why I think, oh my goodness, okay, when people do that thing of not wanting to love a person regardless of their situation, whether it be friend, relationship, whatever the case may be, however that person has hurt you, whatever the case may be, right? I feel like people don't understand that where there is no love, you are missing the opportunity to introduce Jesus to anybody. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It.
Where
That's
there is
it.
no love, you are missing the opportunity to introduce Jesus to somebody. Because when I
Yeah.
think about people that I'm like, that I don't want to love, if I'm being honest, I genuinely don't want to love a lot of people in this life. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But I know that where there is no love, there is no God. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And so now I'm at a place where, like, when I have those thoughts of like, oh, I don't want to say hi to this person, or I don't want to this or this and that, like, I don't want to love somebody, I then remind myself, I'm like, you are literally missing an opportunity to introduce Jesus to somebody. You're missing an opportunity to, like, show, because remember, like, we're supposed to be, like, we're ambassadors of Christ. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And his biggest thing is love. Like, like the Bible's founded on love. Like,
love.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? So how can I not love that person? How can I show Jesus somebody without like being loving towards them?
Exactly.
It's
like you're missing the opportunity to plant a seed.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's so hard though, man.
It's hard. It's not easy.
It's not easy. It really isn't easy.
People that say, "Oh no, it's easy to forgive." No, it's not. It took me what? Good few years to fully forgive that person.
Type vibe.
And then when I did, man, you feel a weight off your shoulders.
Yeah.
You feel free. You feel at peace.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to always forgive.
Can you guys explain to our viewers? Because it's forgive and forget. We know that forgetting, is not an actual, like, you can't actually forget, what they did. Like, you can't actually, like, physically do it. Do you get me? So how do you, like, what does it actually mean
To forget.
to forgive and forget? What does it actually mean?
It means to forgive is to forgive.
Forgive, yeah.
Forget is to not to judge. Forget is to not to hold that person according to what they've done to you. Don't show. I think forget is mercy. I think forget is grace. I think forget is not treating that person what they should deserve.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? I think forget is like not allowing what they've done to you affect how you treat them, not allowing what they've done to you affect how you love them. That's what forget is. And then obviously forgive is forgive. That's what I think it is.
Forgive.
What do you think, David?
Again, forgive is just they've done something to you. You have to come to the realization that, like, okay, they've wronged me, but I'm choosing to move on from this situation that they've done to me, and again, forgive.
Yeah.
Forget. It's like, again, you show mercy and you don't show judgment, but I think you kind of have to be a bit cautious around them, right?
Okay, yeah.
Where, like, you're not showing, like, yourself that you were before.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, like, you're friends with someone and they did something to you, and then you've forgiven them and you're rebuilding that friendship. It's like you're starting from scratch.
Yeah.
You can't just show your full card. You can't show your cards on the table because, oh, no, it's fine. Like, they were friends with me before. It's fine now. No, you kind of have to rebuild yourself and rebuild that friendship.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? With that person. So that's what I think forgive and forget is, to be honest.
Yeah, I think a lot of people miss the forget part and they think, oh, I don't know how you expect me to forget. Because again, in this generation, that cut-off culture and all that stuff. Of when people know that forgive and forget is a thing, but they take it so literally in a way where they're like, you see the way we said people like to make themselves their own God. It's like, it's not submitting to your God. Like, why do you think you find it so that you have that authority to be like, you did something bad to me, so I'm not even going to talk to you. I'm not even going to speak to you. You don't deserve my attention. You know what I mean? All that kind of attitude. But that's not what forgive and forget actually is. And they take it and make it, again, you're being deceived. They take it and make it such a hard thing when it's not as hard as it should be. Like, people take forgiveness and be like, and make it seem like it's going to be so hard for them to, yet forgiveness is actually a weight taken off your shoulders. Like, you guys don't actually realize that you forgiving doesn't mean that, like, you're
less than
a pushover, like a pushover,
yeah.
Being forgiving someone doesn't mean that you're a pushover. No, forgiving someone means that you are able to move on from a situation and change yourself and not think that it's for the benefit of the other person. No, it's for your own benefit. Like, you're gonna miss so many marks in your life if you don't just forgive the person. Do you know what I mean? And then when it comes to forgetting, it's not even that you need to physically forget the situation. You're not going to do that because it hurt you at some point. Do you get me? Like, it's not that. But forgetting is like, if the person now approaches you and you say, yeah, I forgive you, but I haven't forgotten. Like, forgiving them and forgetting is forgiving them, yes, the person approaches you, and then not judging the way you're going to respond to them by the way they treated you before.
At one point.
Not using that hurt to respond to them.
Yeah.
You need to look at that hurt, and before you speak, remember, this situation is gone. It's done for. I've forgiven this person. Let's move on from the situation. Do you get me? And even if it happens again and again, and like the person is not understanding what you need to have that mercy and say, this person is actually lacking knowledge of what they're doing, and the only thing that you can do is pray for them and try to explain to them why it is that thing hurt you and the reason why you forgave them in the first place. It's not about you when I forgive you. No, I need that weight lifted off my shoulder. I need to move on from the situation because I'm not going to miss my mark. I'm not going to miss what God needs me to do for him. I'm not going to miss being obedient to the Lord just because I want to be angry at you, just because the word tells me forgiveness is not a thing that... Do you get what I mean?
110%. No,
Like,
you're really saying a word.
Like, people really don't understand forgetting, like forgiving and forgetting. Like, they really make it harder than it needs to be. Do you get me? And because we were brought up like that, because it became such a norm for us, it makes it even harder for us.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And I think people really need to step out of their comfort zone and try to forgive someone. Don't look at it as being a pushover.
No.
Some people look at me and be like, "Oh, you forgive him?" I'm like,
What? Like,
Yeah.
what? I look at them just like, "Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, do you really think I'm not gonna forgive?" Like, do you get what I mean?
I think it's that also another thing that as you're talking, I'm like, it also goes back to that thing of Jesus, right? How when you forgive someone, when you show someone that grace and that because and especially because it's so normal for us to not forgive, when you do, it just like without even saying anything, you just show the love of Jesus through you. Like Jesus' love radiates off of you when you're able to do that. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like that's why love and forgiveness is so intertwined throughout the Bible. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And when it comes to Jesus, like when you forgive someone, you are opening an opportunity to bring Jesus to them.
Exactly.
Because you can, like, let's take the worst situation. Like, say they like hurt like your family member. I feel like that's probably the deepest thing for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm even feeling it now.
Say someone now hurts your family member, like let's be physical. Like they've like stabbed your family member. They've stabbed your little sister. I'm telling you, if someone in my flesh, if somebody stabbed my little, I always used to say when we were younger, I would say to my parents, I am the only person who can shout at my sister. I'm the only person who could bully my little sister.
Yeah.
That was the type of vibe I was on. Do you get me? Like in my flesh, if anybody touches my little sister, we are beefing. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So taking that situation, now going into my spirit, right? Me trying to walk like Jesus.
You got a WWJD. You
know
know what I mean?
What would Jesus do? Type vibe.
Spirit lead me.
Type vibe. Once I get into that bag, I then realize I'm like, even if someone was to do that, this is now my chance to show them Jesus. This is my time to portray. You've just hurt my sister. I could really and truly hurt you right now with my fists and not even care about the repercussions.
Even words can hurt, sissy.
Bro, I can really destruction. Let me show you my wrath. Yeah. I can really do that to you. Do you get me? I can really do that to you, but I'm going to choose because I'm a representative of Christ, because Jesus forgave me, because he loves me so much, because of the fact that I am a child of God, right? Using that mindset and saying, you know what, you've just done something very cruel and very mean and very hurtful, but I'm actually going to forgive you because one, Jesus has forgiven you just for what you've done. One, two, I'm trying to live like Jesus, so I'm going to do that to you as well. And now through that, without even saying those words particularly, I've just shown them Jesus. I've just shown them who, like, what kind of God we have. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just through that, without even mentioning Jesus, I've just shown Jesus.
You know what you just did? You went to town and you came back.
Did I come back?
You came back, baby. Praise God. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Dropping.
But yeah. Ooh.
Y'all saw it. Is this still recording? Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Going on love, right? Do you guys think you love God? No,
because I didn't expect
that. I was like, I was expecting something else, but she said, "Do you guys love God?
Do you love God?
Do you love Jesus?"
I love him. I think when you look, even all of us, we look back, we were all once a sinner once.
Still are.
We still are. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Again, I'm trying to be perfected. But when you look back at that old life that you had, and we look in the Bible, and you look how God, Jesus, died for us on the cross, and he didn't know. Loads of people didn't even like him. They're like, nah, I don't rate him. The fact that he was willing to die for us, for me, little me, little me, small me. That I can't even describe the love I have for him. Even what he's done in my life from when I was born to now, it's only God. It's not the unit. No, it's God.
Don't
it's
even
God.
start on the
God.
universe.
I didn't manifest anything. I pray.
The universe.
The universe. No. It's God.
Did you get me?
Did I do it right?
No,
yeah,
no.
How do you do it?
My God.
Do you love Jesus? Do you think you love Jesus?
I think he is like my number one, like my top priority at the moment. Not at the moment, but forever. You know, at some point I was not there.
No.
And now I'm still trying to fathom it, still trying to understand it, because the fact that it always shocks me time and time and time again. Yeah, man. Sometimes you just think, you're in your own space, you're at work, you're at school, you're whatever. And then you just think of the name of Jesus. You just get this overwhelming feeling of like, yo, this person loves me and I love him too. Like, it's so crazy. Like, you can't even explain it. Like, it's
his unconditional love.
Inexplainable or unexplainable.
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 You just can't explain it. That's it.
Yeah, it's not explainable. Yeah, the love is. Yeah, I think especially when you put him as a top priority in your life, in everything that you do, you have to think of, what would Jesus do? You know what I mean?
What would Jesus
do? Does
do?
this glorify God?
Yeah.
Is this going to share his glory? Like, are you sharing what he's doing for you in your life? Is he being brought? Are you bringing people into the kingdom?
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
Are you pushing them away or are you pulling them in?
Do you get me?
When you know you can do that, you know that you love Jesus. Even if it inconveniences you, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable. There's so many situations where I've felt uncomfortable, felt like, I don't want to do that. But then I'm like, okay, I have to be obedient because I love God and I know what he's done for me. Let me go and do it. That's how I know.
You love.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It inconveniences me, but I still do it.
Yeah.
Because I know I have to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think for myself, the reason why I asked the question is because it's something that I've been pondering on a little bit, very briefly, and I'm thinking about it now, how it's very easy to say that we love Jesus, but once again, love isn't action. Love isn't a feeling, like we said in the beginning. Love isn't just a saying, it's an action. Do you get me? And then I ask myself, because obviously in the Bible it literally says, if you love me, you would follow my commandments. What are commandments? They are instructions. They are things that God tells you to do. Point blank period, right?
Yeah.
And so when I think about that, and I think about my life and whether my actions replicate or like show whether I love him or not. I don't know if I can fully say with like, because I can, once again, I can say I love Jesus, guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
you see Jesus, you see God. I love God. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But at times I get very frustrated with myself and I'm very upset because do I really though? If my
Yeah.
actions aren't being reflected of that. Like,
think
am I
that's
following his commandments the way he needs me to be?
Yeah.
Can we confidently say that? I don't think so. I
Yeah,
don't think a lot of
yeah,
us can
yeah.
confidently say, I'm following his commandments. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So do we really love him? But then obviously we thank God for grace. Of course,
Yeah.
we always thank God for grace, and we thank God that once again He's very aware. And something I'm also learning is that He's so aware of our humanity and like our limitations to our humanity.
Yeah.
That is why He gives us grace. Oh, I thought the thing stopped. What was I saying? Yeah, He's so aware of our humanity, and that obviously that's why He gives us grace. But it's that thing of like, I guess maybe it's in situations, if we like in situations when you really think, am I loving God in this situation?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, am really portraying the love that I have for God? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's why I asked the question, because I be questioning it sometimes. I question it a lot because I'm like, it's because I refuse to believe that we're all like, not refuse to believe, okay, that's a bit harsh, but I refuse to like think that like we're all just, we love Jesus and this and third at like a constant rate, like at every
for
single
sure,
no.
like
Oh, for
yeah,
sure
that's I
not.
think that's what I'm
No,
getting
no,
at.
no.
I don't think we
No,
are.
it's
I don't think we're even
definitely-
capable of doing that.
It's
And
no.
that's why he died for it. But,
Yeah,
like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah.
So now you can go ask yourself again, do you actually love God? And the answer could be yes,
Yeah.
because even if it's an inconsistent thing, the fact that I'm still not trying, but I am walking in like towards his will and his word,
Yeah.
that's showing that I love God.
Yeah.
I will never be perfect. It will
Mhm.
never work, because even in regular situations where I say I love God and it doesn't show, like the situation doesn't show that I love God,
Yeah.
it's not always going to be like that,
Yeah.
because I'm human, and that's where there is mercy. That's where there is grace. Do you get what I mean? So there's no, yes, I love God and I love my a constant high.
Yeah,
No.
and I'm the
No.
perfect
Gonna
thing.
be
No.
like, do you get
Yeah.
me? So yeah.
It's even when you look at our parents, like what my dad said, he was like, "Yeah, I'm still on my journey since 1984."
Yeah,
He
when
said-
you guys
he
said that, I said,
he's,
Yes,
he's still on his
yes.
journey. Like,
Yeah,
it, like
yeah.
you shouldn't feel like, oh man, am I really loving God right now? This is
Yeah,
like-
I tend to
like,
do that. Yeah, I
no.
should stop doing
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
I do that as well.
If
so
your
yeah.
own parents are saying that, nah, I'm still on this walk as well, you shouldn't feel any type of way.
Yeah.
Because we're none of us, again, I keep saying we're not perfect. I've said this how many times.
Yeah.
We're not perfect. We're all still walking with God, no matter what stage of life we're at.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and let me even just put a pin on that one there, yeah. Stop looking at Christians as though we have to be perfect. Please,
No.
please stop doing that. If anything, walking with Christ is the time where you will be, like, it highlights every single piece of, like, imperfection in you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Walking with Christ just shows how imperfect shows you how imperfect you are. Sorry, English.
Yeah, yeah.
It shows how imperfect you are. Whereas I feel like that's why, we get this kind of hate. I'm like, oh, you're pushing Jesus down my throat and da-da-da, whatever. Like, oh my gosh, like Christians. This, like,
yeah.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Can I just say one more thing, right? Right? Megan Ashley, it's a podcast I watch, right? Her podcast, she had said that, like, I don't know if it was on her podcast or somebody else's podcast, but she said, she was like, if I was in a relationship and I was posting my man and talking about how much I love my man, everybody would be so nosy. Like, if I had a boyfriend now, if I had a husband now, and I started posting on my Instagram and be like, yeah, guys, this is my man, da-da-da, whatever, everybody be like, ooh, who's him? What does he do? Da-da. You know how nosy our people are, especially when it comes
Nosy,
to relationships and stuff, right? Then I think when we express our love for Jesus and express how much he's done for us and express how much like gratitude and joy we have just being in his presence, like how much we love him. When we talk about my man, when we talk about my God, Nobody's nosy. Nobody,
No.
if anything, they're
Nobody's
hating on it.
asking
They're
No one's
hating.
asking why.
They
Oh
don't
my gosh,
ask.
why?
What did he do?
Like, oh, what
But
did
when
I-
it comes to my man,
Everybody's
you want
so-
to know
Everyone is finding out finding
And
all
then-
his socials.
oh, why don't you
find
go
out
for
where
guys
he
are on
lives.
his Instagram. I found his
Ah.
Do you understand my
But
point?
did you find the Bible though?
Did you
Yeah.
find the Bible, bro? When I
You're
post about
finding
Jesus,
my
people
man,
go,
but are you finding the Bible?
Yeah.
Why aren't y'all nosy about Jesus?
Nah.
Why don't you question? Instead
Why?
of being like, oh, you're posting about Jesus too much, or you're pushing Jesus down my throat. Why don't you go and ask? I wonder why you're so obsessed with Jesus. Why don't you ask that question?
Because
Yeah,
if you
there.
ask
Why
yourself,
don't
you right there. I'm
ask
seeing
yourself,
you.
why don't you ask?
You right there.
you
Why I'm so
right
obsessed with
there,
right there.
you. I'm talking
I'm
to
talking to
you.
You. No, I see you hiding right there.
Not you, sis.
Yeah, the one behind you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, why don't you ask why I'm so obsessed with Jesus?
Yeah.
Instead, you want to go find my husband's Instagram.
Right?
I will not put his Instagram there just for your information because you are too nosy.
No.
Sorry, okay, this might be just a little bit contradicting to what I just said.
Why?
Slightly. Actually, maybe not. I was saying something on my spam, right? On my Instagram spam, and I was like, because I seen a TikTok and she was talking about how in this generation we like to do this thing of like being private where I love life, being this, that, and the third, right? But in everything else, we're so public about. When it comes to the girls' trips, when it comes to, we're so public, but when it comes to being in a relationship, we're all private. We're all showing the shoulder. We're all showing the eyebrow.
The
We're
shoe.
showing the shoe.
It's like
we're showing the what?
shoe.
We're showing the elbow.
Ah.
Just to show them that you have a man.
Yeah.
Why
when
don't
you take a food pic, you just see it.
And
The
you
screen
see
of
the-
the
you see
eye.
the-
I'm
the-
like, can you not?
And it's like a hairy
Oh my
right, yeah.
gosh.
Do you know what I mean?
everybody's so
Exactly.
protective over their spouses or their girlfriends and boyfriends, right? And I'm so convinced. Okay, obviously there are people who are private. There are people who
Yeah.
don't really like to post and this and that. But I'm kind of aiming this one to the people who love to post, but they just want to hide that part because of evil eye or because
Yeah.
they don't want this, that, and the third. Then it makes me question, why are you in? Because I believe it's from embarrassment. I believe a lot of people who do that are just embarrassed of the relationship you're in. I genuinely believe it's just because they're embarrassed and they don't want. They're embarrassed of maybe the love that they're receiving. Maybe they're embarrassed of maybe they're trying to prevent themselves from embarrassment. That they don't know whether this relationship is going to last long, so they're just going to prevent themselves.
Yeah.
They don't want to take down all the pictures. And, do you get
Yeah.
me? So then I ask, why are you in a relationship that you are embarrassed of? Why are you in a relationship that you are second guessing whether you're going to be in whether you're going to be there?
And
in
we're
10, 20
speaking
months?
of the people who are social media babes. We're not talking about
Just
like
general
some people are actually are private. Some people
Just-
don't post.
Yeah.
Like some people go post their Jesus thing and leave social media, and that's it. That's fine. But we're just asking a question, not judging, but we asking the question.
It's like you
of
active on all girls trip, whatever trip.
everything.
You're going everywhere.
You're even
But
showing
the-
us that you're eating cereal, but you can't tell us who is your
But the
boyfriend.
minute you have a potential partner,
Oh,
you
I'm
just
not-
show Harry's shoulder.
We're not. I'm not going to post them until.
It's a 3-month rule. Until 3 months. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to show
yeah.
them until we're married.
Yeah.
Why?
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 And
And
when
I
we-
genuinely
it's not
think
that,
it's out
like-
of embarrassment. I'm
It's
so sorry. I
embarrassment.
genuinely think it's out of
'Cause if you
embarrassment.
post, people will start flooding their search of the feed. Oh, who is it?
Did
Who is it? People become detectives on social media, which
But
is
that's
scary.
how-
Like,
that's the thing.
Detective is an
Detective.
understatement.
Okay, now guys, but that's the thing. Why are people scared of that? So my point in saying all of this is check the foundation of your relationship. And this is my point as well, going back to the fact that if there ain't no God in your relationship, sis, there ain't no foundation. There is nothing for the love to be founded on.
Her in the back right
Yeah,
there.
the one that's
the
the one
one
that's
that's
like
trying to hide.
yeah,
Say-
yeah.
You guys are trying to build, you know, this thing of, I want to build an empire with you. I want to build a house. I'm trying to build an empire. I want to build an empire. Does your empire have a foundation?
Ah.
No. Do you
Because
understand
an
what I'm saying?
empire without foundation just crumbles.
Crumbles. Like the walls of
Do you
Jericho.
understand what I'm
Like the-
saying?
The walls of Jericho crumble.
Crumple.
Crumble. Hey.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Hey, what do you have to say about that, David?
Like,
David.
You should tell that to old me, man. Old me, yeah?
Would
Old me
appreciate
would've been
that
like,
right now.
I hear you, cheese.
I
Yeah.
hear that, yeah.
Nah.
guys,
Yeah, we're saying this for the young Davos out there.
Young-
Yeah, the
Young
young
Davo.
Davos. And
Don't
the young
be like me.
Cordelias, man. I was a dumb ye back then, bro. What? I was
No,
dumb.
guys, weren't we
Nah.
all? Weren't we all?
No.
But this is why we're doing this.
Exactly.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. For all the 14, 13, 12,
Do not get in a relationship.
even our age,
At this
people be
po-
thinking that in our age they're in love. Sis,
No.
is
no.
there a God? Like, not even a God.
Is
Is there
there-
God in that relationship?
In your
Do you know
relationship.
Jesus? Do you know? Does
If
your
you don't know
relationship know
him,
Jesus?
forget
That's-
about it.
Do you,
Forget about
forget
it.
about it.
If there's no God, there's no Jesus. Even the adults, I'm sorry.
Even that.
You might think, these young
Even the
kids,
There's
adults.
so many people who should
To
not be
the
married in this life.
This is controversial, but the adults.
If you're
I will-
finding it cringe to pray with your partner,
Nah.
if you're finding it awkward to read the Bible or bring up Jesus in your relationship, sis,
Ooh,
forget about it.
forget about
No,
it.
I'm being really real with you.
Not bring up the Bible is crazy.
Not
Don't
bringing up
even
the
have a
Bible.
God is crazy.
Because then how can you even have a comfortable conversation
you
about
can't.
this is what I like and this
You
is what I
can't.
don't like?
Even if you're a Christian and you're trying to date someone, I can change him. I can change
No,
her.
there's no. There's
You
no
can't
changing.
change that
There's no
person.
changing.
No.
There's no changing.
Been there, done that. Don't
No,
worry.
You can't-
it
what
does
does
not
it say?
work. Listen to me. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
He knows.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
You can't teach
Been
an
there,
old
done
dog.
that. Don't
What is
worry.
it? You can't teach an old dog
New
new tricks.
You can't, though. You can't.
You can't.
Mm.
That's really when you have to leave it to God. When they say, I'm going to give it to God, that's when you really need to give it to God.
You
Um,
got it?
You
But
guys,
let me ask you the question, though.
what was I going to say? Did you say you wanted to ask a question?
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm so sorry. Go on.
Oh, thank you. I am the guest, to be fair, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had, like, soul ties? Eee. Can we talk about that?
You can.
Oh, so you guys are just gonna be like me?
No, because
Answer
you're
my
the
own
guest in
You're the
it.
guest, so you start in
No,
it.
you start and then
I
we
think
can.
we need a guest. You're the guest. We need a counter for that because the amount of times you have said that. But
No, but even you have said I'm the guest now.
yeah, true.
He loves this.
Yeah, man. Soul ties
Tell
Right.
us about it, David.
is real.
No, guys, because it's
It's
actually
real. It's
It's
real.
actually real.
Like
bro.
you don't even have to do like whatever with that person,
You don't have to
but
do the real.
like you don't have to do the real with them, but it can be real based on your emotions, spiritually, whatever. I have had, I wouldn't say the pleasure, but
You must.
I have been one and I've had one. And
What do you mean, been one?
Yeah.
as in, someone has told me, oh, I think you're my soul tie. I was like,
Oh, they were
Yeah,
tied to you.
yeah.
type vibe. Okay.
I was like, oh, okay. But, and then people think, oh, it has to be two-sided. It can just be one-sided.
Really? I didn't know
It can be
that.
one-sided.
I thought when people are doing soul ties, they're sharing the time.
Yeah.
No.
One
no.
person is taking the time.
Someone's just said,
Oh,
"No,
someone's
tie." You know
taking
what I
it-
mean?
oh,
No.
Okay.
So it's like, and you don't even know that you have it until like you're really deep into it. You know what I mean? Like people are like, oh man, I think you might be so tied to her. No. It's fine. I just really care about her. That's it. And then you'll start when they make decisions. You'll start to get a type of way that I can't believe she's done that. I can't believe he's done that.
So would you say having a soul tie with someone is having a?
A spiritual bond,
A
emotional bond with that person.
Is it a bond or a fixation?
I think it's a bond. But it could be a fixation as well. I hear what you're saying with that.
Yeah.
But
I feel like I don't know when I think of spiritual tie, or soul tie, I think of a fixation. You know, when a fixation is when something just takes your focus and you can't see anything
Yeah.
else out of it. That's why. Well, that's when I think about when I think of soul ties.
I hear that as well. 'Cause
So
there's-
then, what would you define a soul tie as then?
again, I think it's a emotional or spiritual bond you have with someone,
And how does it affect you in the
and how it affects you physically, emotionally, whatever.
To your
Okay.
decisions and stuff.
Because it's different. Let's say like you go and do something. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I can't believe she's done that. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, she's done it, whatever. But when you're
deeply
when you're
touched,
deep tied and touched with that person, and you go, let's say you go and do something else, and you're like, I can't believe Chi-Chi's done it. You start telling people, can't believe Chi-Chi's done that. Da, da, da. That's when you
and
know
it starts to really touch you.
it's like
that's
touching
when,
you.
Okay.
It's affecting you. And then when other people see it,
So would you say that people, people are also whatever word you want to use? Would you say that people confuse love and soul tie? Because what you're describing is how a lot of people will
describe
I think
being in
so.
love with someone.
Some people think a soul tie is love.
All right.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not involved in
You
that.
know how to distinguish, ne?
Yeah, I know it is. Now,
Now.
back then, no man.
No.
How did you break out of that?
Yes, David. We
The
need to
grace of God.
know. And then,
Really?
The grace of God and people around me, like when it's like when first people start first noticing, I was like, no, it's fine. And then when you actually clock it yourself, you're like, nah, I'm actually in too deep. I actually need to get out of this. And the ways that you have to, whether it's, I completely just cut that person off. Like I said my piece, and I was like, listen, I think I need to step away. I didn't tell them they were my soul tie, because obviously no. But I was like, listen, I need to step away. You need to sort some things out. For example, the girl that I had a soul tie with, I was like, listen, I was very rude about it. I was very emotional about it, because when I was like, you know what, I'm doing it. Today's the day. I'm done with this girl. And when I said it, I was like, wasn't rude, but it was like, I didn't give her any space or clarity to think. You know, I was just literally saying, don't talk to me, back off. And at the time, I was like, all right, it's done. Going about my months, fine. And then I felt convicted in my heart. I think it was the Holy Spirit touching me.
Yes,
Like, boy,
yeah.
he was like, boy, you're not finished.
You're not done.
You're not
You
finished.
didn't finish.
You're not finished now, right? And I was like, okay, if I ever like had the opportunity to like talk to her, obviously face to face, one on one, and be like, listen, I apologize for what I've done. Still, I'm not saying we have to be best friends, but we can, be civil. Like if let's like back to what we were saying, it's like you can acknowledge them, you can say hello to them.
Yeah.
And thank God I had the opportunity. I said my piece, and she was grateful of that opportunity. And she even was like, yes, I apologize as well for what I did. I recognize what I did was wrong.
Yeah.
And I was like, I even felt more at peace.
Yeah.
Because it's not, because at the time when I told her, she was like, no, I don't really see from his side.
Yeah.
When you see from both sides, that's when you're like, okay, I've messed up. And when you apologize, and I hope now
that you guys could both move on from, isn't it?
And I hope, obviously, she didn't mean it. And then I just moved on. It was simple as. And again, like I don't follow them on socials or anything, because I feel like that's something I need to do. Like when, again, to break that social, you kind of need to disconnect sever everything,
all kind of ties,
everything, bro.
Yeah,
Whether it be physical,
spiritual,
social media. Like it's not, because if you see them, your flesh would be like,
goes
oh man,
back to that,
goes back to it and be like, oh yeah, we used to kick it with that girl, yeah. It's not it.
Do you think it was important for you that, okay, because you see, like a lot of people like to keep their relationships private, not only from like people on social media and stuff, but from family, from friends. And I think I was saying this to you. Oh no, I was talking to my sister about it, and I was like, I don't see why. Well, I see it to a certain extent, but I don't see why people would not want to bring or show their person to their family and friends. I think that's very important, because had it not been for that, it would have probably taken you a lot longer to realize that there was something wrong in your relationship. And I think a lot of people might think, oh, she's just jealous, or she's not happy for me or whatever. And irregardless of if you think like that in the kind of situation, it's a must in most of these relationships. Like you won't see these things with, like,
they don't say love is blind for a reason.
I was gonna say
It's
they don't
really
say love
blind.
is blind for a reason.
It was really blind.
Do you know what I mean? So like, do you think it was like, what do you think about people keeping their partners or whatever private from not only social media but like?
It's like, if you can't even show that person to your parents or your family or your friends, should you be with that person? It's plain and simple. It's simple. If you're like, oh no, like, well, she's like, oh, or he or she was like, oh, I want to meet your parents. You're like, yeah, they're like kind of busy. If you're making excuses, you should even know in your heart, like, I can't even show this person to my parents.
My family,
Like, again, if you can't bring that person to your house, if you can't even show them around your friends, like.
Can I also just say, because we dropped something, we said love is blind.
Yeah.
Did you see when I said love?
Love is blind. Yeah, exactly. Love is blind. Because when it comes to, once again, of course I'm going to bring Jesus up again, duh.
Like,
because when it comes to
Jesus,
when it comes to my God, there ain't no blindness here, sis.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm
On
saying?
this side.
You won't be blind when you're in love.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see the love.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, obviously, like when people say, oh, love is blind, they're referring to the fact that you won't be able to see a person's flaws.
Yeah.
When you're in love with them. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But the thing, when God is your foundation, when God is in the center of that. When you have God, there is love.
2020
And when
vision.
there is love, a godly love, when there's that sacrificial love, you see. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You see that person for who they are.
Actually are.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, and you will see them for their flaws. You will see them for their humanness. But you will also see the Jesus in him as well.
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, you will be able, like, you get me?
Yeah.
I just have to just put
You
it.
don't
No,
have to
it's making sense.
It's making sense.
Does that make
You're
sense?
sensing.
Okay, kind of just to, I don't know, is there anything else we have
I
to
mean, I was
say?
going to talk about, like, when someone tells you that you're one, to be fair.
Oh,
when
yeah,
they
we
tell
didn't get to
you.
the second one.
Oh, I didn't even get to the second one. This is
Yikes.
part 2.
No, go on.
No, but it's like,
When they tell you they are tied
to you. I was like,
is that even possible?
I didn't know that.
yeah, it's possible.
I didn't know that one person can carry the
truly-
tie.
I didn't know
Yeah.
somebody can just carry the tie by themselves. That's
Yeah.
And just go like,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's a bit sad.
It doesn't have to
It's
be
a
two
bit
people.
scary.
Yeah, it's scary. Because it was like, this girl was more on the lines of what I would like. And this was a good few years after I broke up with the other one. And I was like, okay, this is more my type, more like what I want. You know, she was a God-fearing woman. Yeah, God-fearing woman. And we went out for a few months. And then I just wasn't feeling it. You know, like there's nothing you can do. If you're not feeling it,
Yeah.
you rather tell the person now at that time that I'm not feeling it than to lead them down a road of lies.
Yeah.
So I did that. Obviously, wasn't well received. Fair enough. Didn't speak for like probably like a year. Like we started talking. You know what I mean? I was like, ugh, I don't know about this, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot because I was purely just friends at the time. And then, obviously, a few months after, she's like, I'm feeling something. I'm like, I hope you're feeling this friendship. You know what I mean? I hope you guys are feeling this friendship and nothing more. And nothing more. You know what I mean?
Man said,
I hope
you're feeling this friendship.
I was like, huh?
I'm using that one.
I hope
I'm using that one. Would
I
you
did.
actually say all of you guys?
No.
I'm using that one.
This is that's what I was thinking in my head.
Bro, are you
Because
if you
even
say
like,
that, she's gonna
crazy.
like, whoa, I just got friend zone.
Mhm.
That is friend
No,
zone
no,
to
no,
the
no,
ma-
no, no.
That is friend zone to the
zone.
maximum.
That is friend zone to a different degree.
This is like, I'm not even trying to hide. I'm putting you in the friend zone.
Nah,
Here you
that's
go.
disrespectful.
Sorry, David. Yeah, if a man said that to me, if someone
Nah.
I like said that
Oh
to
my
me,
God.
guys,
That's
Oh.
I'm crashing out.
I
I
need
can't
to go
like.
into prayer and fasting to
Nah.
No, on the
recover.
mountains.
I need to
In
go
the
to-
mountain.
I need to go on a mountain for prayer and fast because
No,
what?
because- Excuse me. I hope you
I'm
feel
feeling this friendship. David.
Oh, actually, just
No, I didn't say, disclaimer. I did not say this to her. Okay, but
Oh, okay,
that's what I
yeah.
was thinking. Now, imagine saying that to someone.
If someone's that guy,
No,
But
so
I'm
because
gonna use that.
people of this world,
I'm
yeah,
using that.
they will actually off themselves.
No,
if you say
literally.
you know for sure.
So we'll
Clean.
crash out.
that.
And then, you guys. I mean, yes, I didn't say it. Okay, I didn't say it.
Yeah, okay.
So then, basically, when she said that, I was like, okay. I was kind of feeling something as well, you know. I wasn't getting nervous, but I was like, hey, there could be something there.
Yeah.
And because even like one of my good mates was saying it. And then when she comes and says that, I'm like, oh.
Can I ask you a question quickly?
Yeah.
Did you know that she like?
Yeah.
Wait, okay.
So-
So
I
you were
knew.
not. So you were not oblivious to the
I
fact
was
that
not
she
oblivious.
felt something
I was
towards
not
you.
oblivious.
But you were acting like you
You didn't
Yeah,
know.
because I was like, no, maybe it's just, you know.
You were doing a chi-chi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very
can't
well.
lie. I unlocked my inner chi.
You were like your inner chi-chi.
What they
Yeah.
mean? Can I just do a quick?
Yeah, for people that
Disclaimer.
don't know.
When they say they're doing, I have a tendency, a record, yeah.
When we say a book of records.
We could make a book out of
Yeah.
it. Really.
I'm so good at acting stupid. Like I will act bro. When I say my obliviousness to things, it's in activation. I really just have to just. Do you get it?
Don't start, man.
Like,
you gotta
I'm
stop.
so good at acting oblivious to things.
You gotta
Sorry.
Can you please
I'm
stop?
so good at acting oblivious to things. So you basically did it me, where you were just. But see, I don't recommend what I do.
No.
I don't
be
recommend it.
oblivious.
My
Just call it out.
recommendation to anybody.
Just
Because-
call it out as it is.
Because you knew.
It's
but-
like I knew.
Were you just trying to deny it?
I wasn't
Like,
trying to
you
deny. I was like, no way, this is happening. Like, you know, because it was
Yeah,
actually
'cause
it was
that's
actually it was
denying.
actually a good friendship. But yeah, I was denying. Long
Yeah,
story short,
yeah, but yeah, it was
long story short, I was
denying.
denying.
So
You
then
know what I
how?
mean?
So then how did you come out of that? How did you navigate the fact that she told you?
I was just like, listen, we're at two different points. You know, the person I'm trying to be is not where I want to be at this point in time. And I wasn't feeling her like that. I was like, oh yeah, like she's pretty, but I wouldn't be like, I want to date you. You know what I mean? And it's like when I told her that, she just completely shut down. And then it was kind of like, in a way, manipulating, saying like, oh, like, you never told me this. I told her clearly at the start of this. I was like, listen, if you want this friendship to continue, we can. I'm down with a friendship, but anything more, we're going to have to talk about it. Do you know what I mean? So then I said it, and she was like, yeah, like, okay, that's fine. She accepted my decision. So I'm thinking, okay, it's fine. And then we just ghosted.
Till now?
Yeah.
Stop. Have you ever like bumped into her or anything?
I bumped into her, and there's been no hellos, no exchange. I was like, wow. Like I thought it would be like even just hello, hi. You know what I mean? Hello, hi. But there was none of that. And I was even thinking in my heart, I was like, okay, should I go and say hello to her? But I'm like, no, because if I do, I don't want to create the impression that, oh, you're trying to come back into my life now after what you did. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? I give that to God. I forgive her everything she's done. I'm going to continue my life.
Have you asked for forgiveness from her? Because clearly she was hurt.
No, because it's not like I did anything to her. Do you know what I mean?
It's not like you did anything to her, but the fact that you know that she's been hurt by certain things that were said.
But
even though that they were not wrong.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I can't even do that because I don't want to create that impression. Do you know what I mean?
So you draw that line. You draw that line. You say, I'm not trying to create that impression, but
like, then you just tell her. Because you know that it's laying heavy on your heart.
It's not heavy. I've just given it to God.
But okay, fair.
There.
It's there, but I've given it to God.
But like, doesn't it touch
you? Let me tell you something. You can't give something to God and have it there. It's either God has it or you have it. You can't do this with it.
So I'd have to give it all of it.
All of it. If you are going to do that, give it all to God.
Like John Legend, all of it.
Oh my.
I'm sorry, mate. We were like in a very serious convo.
Yeah.
It was getting way too serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Don't do that.
But no, I get what you're saying. Maybe.
See, this is why you need big sisters like us.
I'll pray about it. I'll pray.
Because we're older than him.
No, I'll pray about it.
We were older than him, yeah.
I'll pray about it.
Yeah.
No, you guys are literally my big sisters.
Yeah.
Nah, I already have another one, but she's off doing her own thing.
She's off doing her own thing. Whatever, dude. We're still your big sisters.
I guess.
Anyway, what you call it? Is there anything else we have to input? I wanted to ask a question quickly, like kind of to wrap it up, right?
Yeah.
What would you tell your younger selves? One piece of advice you would tell your younger selves about love or relationships or anything.
Why did you do good?
No, I was saying like you're gonna start.
Oh, I should start.
Yeah, go.
And this kind of goes into like kind of our ending question, guys. You should know. Well, no, you should know. We kind of just did in the last episode, but at the end of every episode, we ask our guests, or we ask each other what we got from our time. So I'm kind of using that question to like bring. What would we use in our time to share with our younger selves?
Okay, what I would share with my younger self
from our
kind
time.
of separate to.
Oh, separate? Okay, that's perfectly fine. We'll do both.
What I would tell my younger self is, when I was younger, I had this thing of wanting to be an adult. I would just tell myself to slow down, like relax.
Yeah. You
have time. You're still young. You're still. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was that person who wanted, like. We know that the generation below us is very fast.
They
very
are
quick. It's very swift.
Bro, we're praying for you guys. Honestly. On a serious note, from I was going to say 2004 below, but I would even say 2003. No, I'll say 2004 below. So the 2005, 2006, 2007 and below. Yeah. Y'all need God. Heavy.
You need him
heavy because in the direction they are going in is so scary. How let me not even get into it. Sorry, I don't even want to get in because it's too much. But yeah,
what would you tell your younger self?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but just to slow down and be mindful, because yeah, there's a lot that went into that. But David, you wanna go?
Okay.
Is that with what you
younger
tell your younger
self.
self? Yeah.
What would I tell young Dave, man?
Young David.
I'd be like, listen, you gotta just focus on yourself.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, do you?
Mm-hmm.
When the time is right, the Lord will make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think with your flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Think with your spirits.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I tell him. And then what have I learned from our time?
What would you take from our time?
What would I take from our time? I think that. Sorry, who is? My sister's calling me. I take from our time that, like, to show love, show God's love in any way I can. Do you know what I mean? I think I've come to the stage where, like, even if I'm friends with a girl who, like, I think is pretty, whatever, I think I need to maximize those opportunities and show the love of God however way I can, because I don't want to miss a chance to plant a seed in someone who needs it. Do you know what I mean? Who's never heard of God and doesn't know God's love for that person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I take from my time, you know?
What would I tell my younger self? Younger Chi-Chi. She was so
Stop
weird.
being oblivious.
Oh, stop. I'm still oblivious to this day, so to be honest. Okay, what I would tell my younger self, specifically about love and stuff, I would say that, oh my goodness, I would say to younger Chi-Chi is, don't try and be someone you're not. Now, this is a very common saying. This is a very easy saying. But see, younger Chi-Chi, and when I even mean younger Chi-Chi, I'm even just dating back to this year, a few months ago, younger type Chi-Chi. Like, do you get me? Because it's something I'm only understanding now. But don't try and sacrifice yourself to please others. Stop being someone you're not. Stop trying to sacrifice who you are to be someone you are not, to please others, to make yourself look like everybody else. God has set you apart, sis. He has set you apart for a reason. The call on your life, if you only knew the call on your life and how great it was, you would understand why God has called, why it says in his Bible not to do certain things that you feel like you have to do because you want to please other people, because you want to fit in, because you want to look like other people. I have such a thing back in the day. Yeah. Man had this thing of, I needed to fit in. I needed to look like people. And, I blame it, but I contributed to, I think it was, when I went to South Africa and wanting to, you're young, you want to look like everybody else. You want to be like everyone else. But no, I just wish someone told me, when I was younger, you are different for a reason. God is setting you apart for a reason. It's not for vibes. You need to be different. You need to stay different the way you are. And another thing I'll say to myself is listen to your spirit, sis. Listen to your spirit, because it will save you. It's people don't want to make it seem as life is death, but listening to your spirit is actually life or death. Yeah. I'm gonna call it spade a spade. Listening to your spirit can really distinguish life, and it can really distinguish death. So listen to your spirit. What I would take from our time. Sorry guys, I'm talking a lot.
It's like, for you saying that, I just think of the flesh being weak.
Yeah.
But the spirit is willing.
Literally. No, but I think what I would take from our time is knowing that love isn't a thing. Knowing that love isn't a feeling, or it's that thing you get in your stomach. Knowing that love is a who, and that who is God. Point blank, period. There's literally no other way to describe love. There isn't any other way to go cut corners and say, oh no, but love is this. No, love is God. And where there is love, there is God. And where there's God, nothing fails.
Amen.
Because love is God. That's why it says in the Bible, love never fails. Because God never fails. Duh. So yeah. Guys, cut off again. Bear with us. Bear with us, please. But anyway,
he's trying. He's not.
No,
succeeded.
he's not succeeding.
He's not
He's not going to
succeeded.
succeed.
Oh hell. No.
What you call it? But Lily was talking about what you got from our time, and what you said. What you.
Oh yeah. What I got from our time is that I need to remember that my journey will never stop. Like, my journey with Christ will never stop. Like, I will never be perfect. So I need to stop putting myself so low to a point where I feel like I'm not doing enough, or as long as I see my wrongdoings and I feel a conviction, then I know I'm walking towards the right path. I know I've done something wrong and I need to fix it. Not by my way, not by my strength, but do you know what I mean? And being able to just remember that, yeah, I know that I'm only human, and I do have faults, I do have wrongdoings, and even if I know that I'm doing it, that's where the grace and the mercy of God comes in, where I shouldn't take my free will and abuse it.
Yeah.
No. But as long as I know I'm working towards getting out of that space, then I'm okay. I'm walking towards the right, because none of us will ever stop walking with the Lord. Like,
No.
we read the Bible, and we are going to read the Bible in this lifetime. Only God knows how many times. Like,
Yeah.
because you get a different message from
Exactly.
one scripture every single time you read it. Like,
Yeah.
wherever you are in your space, in your mindset, wherever you are in that time, when you read a scripture, it's always going to mean something different to you. So knowing that it's a continuous journey.
Yeah.
That never
Yeah.
ends.
That's
Do you
what
get
makes
me?
it obvious that
So
it's
yeah,
continuous.
that's what I
Yeah.
took from our time.
It's a long journey, but
We'll get there.
we'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
By the
But
grace
yeah,
of God.
guys, that's
That's
the
it.
end of
That's
this
it.
episode. Guys, I'm not even gonna front. We did the ending
Oh,
already.
no,
Yeah.
We're not
we
even
did
gonna
the
feel
ending.
like
This is just a retake.
it's just
It's
a
a
retake.
You get what I
because,
mean?
Yeah, the camera got off and we didn't realize.
Oh,
But
man.
we're gonna keep it quick and short. You know, we want to thank you guys for watching. We
Yeah.
hope that I truly do believe that this episode was definitely edifying, and I know that you guys can take a lot out of it. So please,
Yeah.
you know, let us know what were you saying in the other part, to let them know. DM.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just if you ever want to.
We are the only 3 that run the Instagram page. So we want you guys to feel comfortable that if you have any questions, or if you're going through a certain situation, that we are not perfect, but we may have experienced or know from the Bible how to handle a certain situation. And if you guys need help, or if you guys need someone to talk to, we're always here.
Please
Like,
do.
and it's only the 3 of us. And if you're looking for someone specific, you can always message the page and just say at whoever.
Yeah.
Like
Do you get
at
me?
Chichi, at David,
At
at
I'm
Lily.
looking for this person. I'm looking for advice, and we will help you. Like, that's what we are
Exactly.
here for.
Iron
It's for
sharpens
the
iron.
glory of God.
Type
Iron
you know.
sharpens iron. Type.
Type
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
for sure.
So
Yeah, we really do hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please like, comment, subscribe, all of the good things. And we want to give a good shout out to our creative director, the one who's
Yeah.
behind the
creative
scenes.
Yeah.
director.
To
I've
get,
been doing my thing,
you know, we're gonna tag him and everything, guys. Go show him.
We
love,
hope you
because
guys-
he's
The
pretty-
tag's gonna be like right there.
Yeah.
It's gonna pop up.
You're
like,
gonna do that because you're the one.
It's gonna pop up like like that. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Type vibe.
But like every time we say,
Yeah,
can you
it's
let it
popping
pop
up. It's
Yeah.
like you know what I mean?
Oh, okay, guys.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Because
Sorry.
he's
sorry.
editing this. It's gonna be me, though.
Thank you guys for having me. You know, I enjoyed being part of our time.
Thank you.
And yeah,
Guys, God bless.
if you want to see me again, comment.
Yeah, guys, I'm pretty sure.
No, like,
you guys
just
saw how
tag
big
him
it is.
Come on.
and be
You
like,
saw how
at
big it is.
Davo again.
Come
Yeah,
on.
at
come
Davo.
At
on.
Davo again.
Please.
Yeah, at
Actually, not
Davo
please,
again.
but like, you know, if I'm there.
Type vibes. Because I feel like, this is a good episode. I think people are gonna like
No,
this.
this one.
I
We
think
cook.
I'm like
I
excited.
think people,
Yeah.
We cook.
I think people are going to really hear what we had to say for this.
Oh yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
Do you get me?
Oh, for
Jesus
sure.
was here. For
You know, I
sure.
feel like this is
Jesus
for, I feel
was
like this is for the
here.
man them. You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
know.
I
And
Yeah,
I'm glad we
but,
had
like,
a male figure as well here. to
Yeah, yeah,
also cater
yeah,
to our
yeah.
man them there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, guys, thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good things. Share this, guys, because there is a lot of people who probably need to hear what we had to say. And yeah, God bless.
Yeah.
Peace. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Can we do one more quick thumbnail?
Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay. I will be
I thought we were doing.
content.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
no,
In
no, no,
every circumstance.
You are Jireh.
You are enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Jireh.
You're my provider. Yeah, you're my provider.
You are
You're my provider. Yeah, you're my provider. Yeah, yeah.
And I will be content
Keep it going
in every circumstance.
You are.
Jireh.
Jireh.
You are enough.
Boom, 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 boom.
Guys, I'm so like the joy of the Lord,
The joy of the
bro.
Lord.
Like,
Can I see my
Anyway.
toes? Did you see that? I just did this.
and
you
if they
too
did, I'm
small to
sorry,
see.
y'all.
I'm too
small to see.
What was that Mercy Chinley one? I really want to sing that one. What was it?
David is like, this is my cue.
Yeah,
Bye.
it's my cue.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
No, it's butterflies in my belly.
Belly. Obina Somo.
In a melvin so.
I can't remember the rest of the song.
Yeah. Can we just do the song? Some.
Yeah?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Guys.